I want to thank Ernest and Dave and all the speakers on the panel today for your great words. And thank you for the invitation to join the panel. Unfortunately, the technical difficulties didn't allow me to speak, but I just wanted to share a few thoughts that we can put on tape so that you'll get a chance to hear a few of my thoughts. I think one of the common themes from all the panelists was just how important education is. And that's what I have taken from this more than anything. I've spent a good part of the last month reading everything that I can get my hands on, watching documentaries, trying to learn as much as I can about African American history. And I've been doing it in a humble, almost humiliated way, because I have been in and around Black basketball culture since I was in junior high. So almost 40 years I've had a million Black friends and felt like I had a decent idea of what it was like to be Black in America. And the truth is, I really had no idea. And I'm embarrassed by that. And I think a lot of white people are sort of having that same kind of reckoning today and these days, as we continue to see what's going on around the country and continue to learn more about what Black life is like. But I'm embarrassed that I didn't learn more growing up. I'm embarrassed that our school system didn't actually teach us about real African American history. We got sort of the Cliff Notes, and we sort of got the watered down version. But I never heard about the Tulsa race riots and Black Wall Street and Rosewood. And I never learned much about Medgar Evers and Malcolm X. We learned all about Dr. King and peaceful protest. We didn't hear about the Black Panthers. We didn't hear a lot about so many of the important figures during the civil rights movement. We didn't hear about our government conspiring during Reconstruction to suppress the Black vote. And I think when I think about what needs to be done as a coach, as a white person in the United States, as a person of privilege, I keep coming back to education. And it's important for all of us as Americans to really grasp the horrors of institutionalized racism. And I think it's something that I'd like to see in our school system. I think from the youngest of ages, I think our children should be learning about our past and how we can never repeat this horrible history of ours. I think every family should be teaching their kids about the horrors and the evils of racism. No baby is born a racist. Every child is born pure of heart, pure of spirit, pure of mind, and then grown-ups teach them how to think and teach them about the world, and they shape them. And it's up to all of us to educate our kids. It's up to us to try to have an impact on what our kids are learning in school. And then I think it's up to each individual, based on his or her own set of circumstances, to decide what can we do to help. In my job as a coach, particularly a coach in the NBA with a platform, I'm planning on using it by doing work in the community, in the Bay Area, through grassroots organizations like the Black Organizing Project, like Live Free in Oakland. I've worked with Reverend Pastor Mike McBride, who's been a mentor for me, who has really taken me under his wing to teach me about what's actually happening out there. And I'm starting to learn about all the issues, but I want to share those issues publicly. I want to share them with our team, and I want our team to share them with basketball fans everywhere. And I want to push them up the flagpole as well. I want our team ownership. I want corporate leaders in this country to learn that they can make a huge impact and help us make strides by not investing companies that practice in this systemic racism that exists. I think so many of us white people in America feel like, you know what, this is not our fault. This is something that happened hundreds of years ago, and that's false. It may not be my fault or someone else's fault exactly, but it's our fault and our responsibility, especially our responsibility to try to get this right, to try to change our system. And I think it's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen in one fell swoop. But I do believe that with enough momentum, which we have right now, enough education, which we can continue to push, and enough force, positive force for change, and winning a lot of smaller battles, I think we can win some big ones and become the kind of country that we all hope to be. So thank you for letting me share my thoughts with you today. And thank you for educating me and educating all of us out here. Thank you for all the work you're doing with the kids around the country, with the YMCA. And again, it was an honor to be a part of the program today.